What's going on, guys? Rookie here. Today we're actually going to be doing something a little bit different from my other videos. So for the ones that follow me on Twitter, I have been saying that I am going to start doing Photoshop tutorials. And this video here is actually going to be a Photoshop tutorial. Today I will be working on making like an Apex style logo mixed with the character. And also it's going to be kind of more like a template. So, you know, if you want to use it for like a name, but it's going to be like the actual logo style. So if you want to create this, you can actually use it for your logo part. So yeah, so if you're interested in how to create this or how I created it, stay tuned to this video. That is what I'm going to be showing y'all. Let's go ahead and get right into it. So before we get too far, I want to go ahead and shout out these two channels right here. So for the first one, I will be actually using one of his packs. I will be using one of his textures in here. So if y'all want to follow along, y'all can feel free to go subscribe to him and go find this pack. So this pack is currently the 10K pack. This is what it looks like right here. So if you want to find this one, you can probably just type in just exactly what you see right here on the screen, the visuals free 10K graphic pack. I'm pretty sure that'll be the first thing that pops up on YouTube. Go download that. The next thing that I will be using is going to be the Zortex Apex Legend GFX pack. And that pack I will be using, he has, I believe, so he will be having one of the characters that we will use, and also some of like the little lightning strikes and stuff that go around the character that on like how you see it in this picture. The only other thing I will be doing is I will be actually using a picture, which y'all will go ahead and see. But yeah, so anyways, guys, enough of me talking. Let's go ahead and get into this video. All right, so the first thing we're going to want to do, oh, and one more thing before we get started. So this video, I am going to be showing y'all a in-depth tutorial. So I will post one part today, one part tomorrow. Today we will be focusing on the background, and then we'll be focusing on the lightning portion itself and getting the lightning wrapped around the character and his hands and all that stuff. And then tomorrow's video, or day after tomorrow, I'll either post it tomorrow or day after, so it'll be back to back. In that one, we will actually be throwing it up with the logo and doing all the background detail, like how you see in this picture, and also around like the letters and stuff. I might change it up just a little bit, but yeah. So anyways, let's go ahead and get into it. So the very first thing we're going to want to do, we're going to want to come over here to a new template. We're going to want to make it 1280 by 720 pixels. I already have one created, so we're going to head and you just hit create. The next step that I will be doing, I will be putting in this picture. This picture right here. I don't know if how many of y'all that actually have it. I will check the second guy's pack, the second one I showed y'all, see if he actually has this one in his pack. If he doesn't, I'll try to make a way where you can actually download it like in a link. I'll put a link down in the bio so that way you can actually download it. It won't be to this. I might do it to this video, but if it's not on this video, it'll definitely be on the next video, like as far as downloading this. All right, so anyways, guys, so all I just dropped that up in here. And the next step that we are going to do, we're going to go over here, get the blur tool. It's going to ask you rasterize. I forgot to rasterize it, but you can go ahead and rasterize. I'm going to raise this maybe up to like 300. Yeah, I guess I use this about 330. And pretty much you just want to go all around this picture. Just make it all blurred. There's no right, no wrong. Just blur it to how you feel. For me, I wanted to make sure that it was in the background, so I just kept going over it, just making sure that it was really, really blurred. Especially around like the lighter parts of the picture and around the characters in general. I didn't really want to see the characters like 100%. So I just kept going over it. All right, so something kind of like that. That actually looks pretty good to me. All right, so the next thing we're going to do, we are going to create a new layer, and I am going to go to paint, and this time I am going to go with like a purplish pink. I guess I'll go with, yeah, just make it like a purplish pink. And then I'm going to raise up the paintbrush size to maybe around like 300 again. 320, that's what I'm gonna use, just 320. That looks pretty nice. The very first thing I'm going to do is just go around the border with it. So I'm just gonna go around the whole edge like this. And then the next thing I'm going to do, I'm actually going to move this down to around like 100. Let's do like 150. We'll do around 150. Dang, brother getting some love on the phone today. All right, so the next step, I am just going to go across the page kind of like this, not getting 100% of everything because I want the blue to kind of show. So just kind of do something kind of like that. That way you know you can still see the blue. So after I do that, I will go down to, I believe it's soft light. Yeah, soft light looks better. Do soft light. We'll do opacity at 30. I'll do 35. Looks fine. So now after that's done, we're going to go ahead and make another layer, and it's going to be paint as well. We can raise the brush back up to like 300. And then the next thing, I'm going to go over here to the black. We're going to go to 400. I want it to cover up a nice portion of the corner, so like this is fine. All right, so now since I have the black, what I'm going to do, I'm going to add just a little bit over here in like this area where it's all brighter. A little bit on the bottom. It's up to you on how much you want to use. For me, I'm just covering up some of the light spots, and then just to kind of make it even, I'm going to add one over here in this corner, one up here in this corner. And I have the brush on soft too, by the way, where the softest hardness is 0. I guess that makes more sense instead of soft. All right, and then we're going to do the same thing to this. We're just going to put it to soft light, and then we can go ahead and probably put this one, let's see what it looks like on 50. We'll go to 45. Okay, we're going to maybe not 45. Let me go a little bit lower. I'm gonna go to 25. You really can't even see it. All right, so we're actually going to go, we'll go with 45, and I'll just drop it under the purple layer. All right, so the only other thing that I did, I will make one more layer, and this time we are going to do white, and I am just going to do a splash near the top. We can put the brush to probably around 600 for this one, and I'll just put it like kind of near the top over her head, and we'll do the same exact thing. Go to soft light, and then I'll bring it down about 57. 57 looks pretty good. All right, so now that that's done, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to visuals pack, and we're going to want to go over down here to textures, and then we're going to get the very first texture that looks like this. Just click it, drag it up to the project file that we're working on. All right, now that we have that, I'm gonna put it on top of all the other layers. Control T, that way you can move it around. And then now we're just gonna stretch it out a little bit. I actually kind of like the white area in here, so I'm just gonna stretch it out, just make it fit. So this picture is not like a, I forgot the proper term, but it's not a pixeled picture. So that way you can stretch it out, like you can make it, you can zoom in a whole bunch, and you know, it looks perfectly fine. All right, so we're gonna go with soft light on this one as well, and I'm just gonna bring it down just slightly because I actually do want to see all the ripples in it. So around 59, 60 area. You know what, I also want some more blues in here, so I'm gonna create another layer, and let me go to, I'm gonna go to the eyedropper tool, and I kind of like this blue down here in the bottom, so I'm gonna go with like, I'll go with like this lighter part of the dark. Now I'll go over here to my paintbrush tool, and I'm gonna add some more blues in here, just because I don't feel like there's really enough blues. And soft overlay. Yep, soft overlay. And I'm gonna go with 35 for this one. Yeah, that way it just gives a little bit of blue, but it's not like too much. I kind of like that. And that is it for the background. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to highlight them all. I'm just holding control, clicking on all those, and then come down here, click it into a folder. I'm gonna name it BG for background. All right, so now that that's done, the next thing we're going to do now is we're going to go to the other guy's pack. I will be right back as soon as it loads. All right, guys, so after you I forgot to say this in the beginning, but for this guy, you can just type in the Zortex Apex Legends GFX pack, and this will come up. So yeah, I forgot to say that in the beginning with the other pack, so I apologize about that. But yeah, so that's how you get to this one. So after you have this one, if you want to download it, you can. Let me show you which one I'm going to go to. So after that, we're going to come down here to Legends. Then I will be using Wraith. We're going to be using the last one, the one that cuts off the kneecaps. And we're just going to want to click and drag it up to our file. All right, and then I'm also going to create another layer that's actually going to be under her, because I actually want to change the background to a black, just so that way it's a little bit easier to see everything. Because we'll pretty much be working with blues and, oh, I didn't realize I made another one. All right, we're basically going to be working with like blues and I guess white. There may be a couple shades of pink. So I don't really want to see it as much. All right, so I got the new one. We're going to go ahead and hide this. Go to black. That's not black. All right, so now that she's on top, the only thing I'm going to do, I'm going to size her down just a little bit just because she's a little too tall. I don't like tall girls. All right, something like that. That's fine. That way you can still see a border around it and everything. So after that, we're going to want to come back over here to the same pack that we already have open. And we're going to want to come down here to, I forgot what it was. Maybe abilities? It's been a minute since I made this logo. No, it's not abilities. Graphic assist. Nope, not graphic assist. It's not splat art. Extras, maybe? No. We got the wrong one. It's Galaxy. Alright guys, so I actually told y'all the wrong pack. So the pack that I am actually going to use for the lightning stuff, you can also use it for the character too. You don't really have to download both of them. You can if you want. I just have a lot of packs. But yeah, so go over here to pack GFX Apex. I didn't get to read the rest, but it's from Galaxy. It's this designer named Galaxy. That's actually the pack that I ended up downloading. I was wondering why we couldn't find it over there, because I was like, I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be in here. But then I remembered that all the names in there wasn't English. All right, this is the right pack for sure. So if you want this pack, not the other pack, you can download the other pack if you want. They're all pretty much the same. There's very few things that are different in these kind of packs that are, you know, specific for a game. But anyways, you can go over here to right here at the pack GFX Apex Legends by Graffiti OFFI, I guess is his name, Offie. But yeah, so after you go here, we're going to open up one of these files. Like I said, they're not in English, so I don't know. I just have to open them and see. Dang, is this the right pack? Better be the right pack. Yeah. Okay, this is the right pack. So we're gonna click over here on top, and I think it's this one. Nope, it's not that one. Now we're back on another scavenger hunt looking for whatever this is that we need. Okay, it's this one. So we're gonna go to effects and then this Eclair. I remember that name. Dang, did I just lie to y'all? No, I didn't. Okay, we're good. All right, so these ones have like little individual, like little lightning strike things. So for the very first thing we're gonna do, I'm gonna work on getting the background from her, or the back lightning strike going around her, I should say. All right, so I'm gonna go over here to 4, the one that's a little bit bigger, because I like how it has like this little arch in it. And basically I'm gonna put her inside of this little arch. I'm gonna stretch it around her. Go ahead and drop it into here. The next thing I will be doing Control T, so that way you can stretch it out. And then from there, I'm going to hold Control. If you hold Control and you click the corners, then you can actually kind of shape it a little bit different. Let me size it down a little bit. So basically what I'm going to try and make is, I want this little loop right here to kind of be a little bit more stretched out going this way, so that way it actually looks a little bit more realistic, like it is getting wrapped around her body. So just go ahead and do that. You don't want it to be straight up like this, because then we lose the definition from this, because it'll actually be hiding behind her. So you want to make sure that this is going to be out here to the side, because that's what people are going to see. If you want to have it like this, you can. That way you still see a little bit of lightning. But for me, I kind of like how the lightning kind of looks. So I'll put it like right here, right beside her. It's actually looking pretty good. I kind of want this part to stick out a little bit more over here. You know what? I'm just gonna size the whole thing down. How does that look? Maybe just stretch out this one little corner. All right, that is definitely stretched right there. Looks like she's in a chokehold now. It's not really what this video is going to be. All right, so something like that's kind of cool. I can rock with that, even though it's going to be a little bit behind her, but we'll still be able to see quite a bit. Now it's just all about the placement on where you want it. For me, I'm going to put it more so around the upper half of her body, just because I'm going to do something else for the lower half. All right, so after you have this, you can go ahead and click OK. Once you're happy with it, you don't have to have it around like the upper half of her body. You can have it wherever you want. So I'm going to have this part right here go behind her, and then actually we're gonna have to move it because I want this to come up right here through her arm so it actually looks believable. You don't want it to really look like it's just a picture on top. So we're gonna do something, we can do something kind of like that. That doesn't look bad. That way it's still coming right here through her arm, and that's pretty much going to be the look that we're going for. If y'all want to keep this blue, y'all also can do that. We'll get to that here in a second. All right, so for the next thing I'm going to do, make sure that you're on the pattern that we're about to be erasing, not the person in the back. I'm gonna go over here to the eraser tool. I'm gonna size it up to, I guess, about 17. 17 is fine. It's not too big, not too small, at least for right now. Since we're going to want this part behind her, this part right here, and then also this part going across her chest, we're going to want that behind her. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to drop the opacity to just something that you can see. There's not really a specific number because we're just going to raise it back up. It's just so that way you can see her behind it, so you know what to erase. So now go in with the eraser tool and just start erasing the electric lines. And once you do all that, make sure you get around like the body too in like certain areas, because like you see how you can see the person better now. You can see that there's blue up here. So if we're going to be erasing right here across her chest, go ahead and erase a little bit around her, just so that way it looks even more like it is all in the background. I'm gonna put my hardness, I'm gonna undo everything. I'm gonna put my hardness back to 0, so that way it's not going to be such a huge thing that you can see, I guess you could say. That way it's just like a little bit smoothed out. All right, and I will see y'all here in a second. I'm gonna go ahead and pay attention to all this little detail work real quick, and then yeah, I'll see y'all in a second. All right guys, so now that I finished that, I pretty much just opened up a bigger eraser, and only this part where the electricity kind of goes around her, that's really the only part that I actually really kept, where it was like over her, like all in this area. I didn't want like the glow to be glowing like super crazy on her, so that's why I just kind of went in between a little bit and just kind of erased certain parts, just so that way she wasn't necessarily blue. So the next thing we're going to do, I'm gonna go back over here to graffiti pack and graffitis pack, I guess, and I'm going to kind of like this one might be a little bit easier to form. I'm gonna go down here to get number 6, just a small little horseshoe thingamajigger. Control T makes it where you can free transform. We're going to kind of arch this one for her leg. So what I'm gonna do with this, I'm going to make it where it kind of wraps around her leg right here, or maybe right here. I think I'll do this side. Although I don't know, I kind of like the other side. Dang, I just deleted it. Oh wait, no I didn't, I just moved it. All right, so yeah, so that's what we're going to do. We're just going to do the same kind of thing, except for I'm going to actually put it near her leg so that way you can see it. I'm gonna hold control again, grab the corners, just kind of play around with it so you can get it to the right size that you like, to where, you know, just to wherever you're happy. No right, no wrong. Sometimes I even like twisting it. You can get one corner, bring it over to the next corner, and it kind of makes something kind of cool like that. So like if you wanted to do both legs, you could actually do something like that, wrap it right here, and then you have that little half circle, then you can duplicate and make another one, flip it the other way. That's just a thought. If y'all, however y'all want to do it, if y'all want to do more than what I'm doing, you can go ahead and do that as well. I'm pretty much, I guess you could say I'm kind of just doing like a basic. I'm actually kind of like it a little bit better on this leg, so I'm gonna do this leg for sure. I'm just gonna bring it down a little bit to where it actually kind of looks a little bit more realistic, like it could go around her leg. And now I'm just going to size it down just so that way the pixels and stuff are actually all there still. And I kind of like that. So after you do that, we're just going to do the same exact thing. I just lower the opacity just a little bit so you can actually see the character, and go into your little eraser tool. And the only part I'm really going to be erasing is just this part. I want this part to be on top like how it currently is. So this one will be a little bit easier. Let me lower the brush to about 10, just because we're close to the other blue area. We don't really want that to start erasing that one since we have the feather on. And just do something kind of like that. Raise the opacity back up. Now it is all the same exact color. If you want, you know, of course you can still mess around with it. I think I'm just going to bring it down just slightly, if I don't mess up the whole picture as a whole. Some kind of like that. All right, and then that is actually all I'm going to do. If you would like to change the color to it, I guess I could change the color a little bit, make it like a little purple-ish. You go over here, you just click on whatever pattern, right click. We're going to go up here to blending options, and then from here we can go to color overlay, and we're going to, let's go to like a purple blue. If you want, you can just get the, if you want it like a purple, you can actually just go over here, get the eyedropper, click whatever color. I'm gonna go for like a indigo kind of color, a blue purple, a little custom color, maybe not that bright. Let's go with something a little bit, I guess, more purple. It's a little too blue. And I'm also going to go over here a little bit with it, a little bit more toward the whites, so that way it kind of maintains the same color. It's just going to have a hint of purple in it. About right there. That's kind of cool. All right, so now let's click over here. We're going to go to overlay, and we actually might need to go a little bit darker. Yeah, so all it did was just kind of turn it a little bit green, so we're probably going to have to go a little bit darker. Just making the blue. All right, so what we're going to do, let's go to soft overlay, which is not working. Oh, let me look at some of these. Hold on. Okay, this one's not bad. Hue, H-U-E. I actually kind of like that. It actually looks pretty dope. I'm going to change. Now, if I do the opacity, then it just goes. All right, we'll do this. I'm going to change the opacity to around 60, where it kind of looks blue and purple at the same time. I actually really like that. Let's see. What else do I want? Maybe I'll actually make it a little bit more. Let me change the color on it, or the opacity, I mean. I'm going to go up to around 70. So that way it's just a little bit more purple. All right, I got 72. Couldn't get exactly 70. But yeah, you can keep playing around with other things on here. You can do like shadowing and stuff on it, which the shadowing is kind of cool for the front, not necessarily, I mean, kind of the back, but with the back, after you put the shadow, anything that we put on the back, so like the actual logo, this shadow can be on it or on the background. So if you want like a certain texture look, I wouldn't really recommend it. You can though, you know, it's nothing wrong with it. But for me, I'm not going to do it just because I'm going to add it to the logo later and then add a bunch of other textures in the background. And I don't really want it to be too much. All right, so for the next thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to right click on the layer that we just added this purple and stuff to. Right click on there, go over here to copy layer style. Then click on this little part that we did around the leg. Right click that one, go to paste layer style. Now it is all the same exact color. And so now it all looks the same. Now I'm gonna bring up our other background and remove the black background. And so now you can see that the purple and blues also match the background color that we ended up adding the purple and blues to. And that is pretty much all that I have done to the character and the background. But yeah, so that is actually going to be the end of this video. Today I was just showing you the background and the character. On the next video, I will be showing y'all how to incorporate that into the logo. We'll do some little tricks with the logo, and then also the background and the whole sizing of the actual logo itself. And I'll show y'all how I got up to this final product. Hope that you all enjoyed this video. Smash that like button if y'all enjoyed this video. This is my very first tutorial, so certain things I will get better at, especially like with explaining. If me explaining this wasn't 100% clear, I will get better at that. Just bear with me. But anyways, guys, I hope that you all enjoyed this video, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.